Now, that's the spooky part of it. Let's talk the law. Our firm was involved, one of many firms involved, in bringing a class action lawsuit on behalf of the families that were harmed by this, the families that submitted the remains of their loved one to further science and medical studies, only to learn that this morgue manager was allegedly dismembering those body parts and selling them. So the question becomes, is Harvard Medical School civilly liable for the actions of their morgue manager? Now, under typical state law, generally employer corporations are responsible for the actions of their employees if they're acting within the scope of their employment. In this situation, in Massachusetts state law, there is a statute, a specific statute, that governs the handling of bodies and body parts that are donated to science. And that statute provides extra protections to institutions like Harvard that manage the remains of deceased family members. And in this situation, at the trial level, so the first court where the class action was brought, the case was actually dismissed. The trial court said Harvard cannot be held liable because they are protected by the statute. And the statute essentially says that if you are an institution that is handling remains and you're acting in good faith, in other words, you're not knowingly or intentionally doing bad things, then you can't be liable for whatever happens to those remains. And the statute is really enacted to incentivize and encourage institutions and donors to donate bodies to these institutions. So at the trial level, the class actions were dismissed, saying Harvard is protected by the statute, they can't be civilly liable. Our firm was then involved in appealing that decision, and it went up to the Massachusetts Supreme Court. And at that Supreme Court level, the Supreme Court reviewed all the different class action allegations and the complaints that had been brought forth. They compared it to the law, the lawyers argued, and ultimately we prevailed. Why did we prevail, you might ask? Our firm had a pivotal role in winning that appeal and sending it back to the trial court where these families can now seek relief and seek justice.